Gio is in the field this morning as we bring you 5 days of special coverage of the aftermath and the relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. More than a week now since the storm cut a path of destruction from Florida to Tennessee. It's become the deadliest storm to hit the mainland U.S. since Katrina in 2005.
Really just stunning numbers. Helene's toll in lives this morning, at least 220, and an untold number of people are still missing, while rescues of stranded and desperate survivors are still underway. So Gio, as Whit said, is leading our coverage from Asheville, North Carolina. Gio, good morning to you.
Oh, Janae and Whit, good morning. Listen, I got to tell you, just driving through here, we've seen unbelievable devastation, very much like a war zone. And we are here in the Asheville area here because it is facing one of the longest roads to recovery. But the deaths and damage, they are widespread across half a dozen states. The situation is still very much an emergency this morning, as you can imagine. And Americans are coming together to help the Southeast recover. 1,000 U.S. Army active duty troops on scene here in North Carolina. Hundreds of healthcare professionals from across the country also right here. And right behind me here, the organization Mercy Chefs has set up to feed this community. We're going to learn much more about them later here on GMA. But let's begin our coverage with ABC's Morgan Norwood, about 150 miles east of here in Salisbury, North Carolina. Morgan, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Gio. Yes, you were just talking about all of the relief coming into Western North Carolina. Of course, the military is a huge part of that. We know active duty troops, along with thousands of guardsmen from all over the Southeast, are in the disaster zone. And this morning, with that death toll climbing, dozens still unaccounted for, the loss of power, no water. I mean, the situation over in Western North Carolina is still so dire.
This morning, the painstaking recovery and desperate search entering its second week. Helene's death toll still climbing, at least 220 people killed, but the number of those unaccounted for improving as crews fan out in hard-to-reach areas. Buncombe County officials now say 75 remain unaccounted for, down from 200, and promising to keep looking.
We know these are hard times, but please know we're coming to get you. We're coming to pick up our people that's out there.
But many areas remaining inaccessible. This drone video showing a Department of Transportation crew trying to carve a path into the town of Chimney Rock. Here's what the area looked like before, this vibrant amusement park, and now signs it never existed. In the town of Swannanoa, this neighborhood nearly gutted 1 week ago. The floodwater lifting trailers, flooding homes. Now, debris, furniture, personal belongings lining the streets.
We were just kind of huddled behind that chimney there.
John Zara now trying to salvage what he can after he says the rising floodwater forced him and his family onto the roof, where they waited hours before being rescued. He says neither he nor any of his neighbors have flood insurance.
It's just not the kind of thing we see in Asheville, So we've already been denied that coverage, and we're working with FEMA to see whatever they're going to be able to do.
As the cleanup continues, a growing need for relief. Thousands still without power and water across the storm zone. Relief coming in from all points: food, water, and generators.
We are just so grateful for everything. Everything that everyone has sent.
Active duty troops now on the ground to assist in those relief operations. And in Asheville, authorities setting up 40 tankers outside of Mission Hospital, restoring much needed running water.
And back here in Salisbury, in just a few moments, I'll be getting on one of the North Carolina National Guard's choppers as they complete a range of missions over in Western North Carolina. Rescue, relief. I mean, this is so critical to the situation there. They're actually getting their briefing right now, and we should be taking off pretty soon, Gio.
And it's just so critical, Morgan. And before you go, you've been covering the storm all week long. You're actually from Winston-Salem. That's just about 2 hours from here. You had your own scare when you were looking for your mom. How are you doing this morning, Morgan?
Oh, I'm well. Mom is doing great. That was so difficult. It was tough not hearing from her. And I just truly empathize with all of the families who are going through that fear and that worry. And, Gio, this really hits home because it is home. And it's tough to see your own state reeling and going through this. But as we've been showcasing all week long here on GMA, North Carolina Southeast is truly strong. And it's just been heartwarming to see all of the relief and neighbors helping neighbors and coming together during this difficult time.
And I see the pride on your face with that smile. Thank you so much, Morgan, for all of your incredible work this week. And we will have much more ahead here from the disaster zone as Americans come together to help. Janae.
And we appreciate you so much for being there, Gio. So we will check back in with you in just a little bit. But still reeling from Helene's aftermath, a new tropical threat is developing in the Gulf. Leslie Lopez from our station KABC in Los Angeles in for Samara this morning and joins us with the details. Good morning to you, Leslie.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, and I just want to put at least people's mind at ease. If you're in the Carolinas, we are talking about a new tropical storm that's developing in the Gulf of Mexico right now. This will not impact your area. Now, let me just show you what's happening at this point. We are looking at an 80% chance for development of a new storm system, a named storm system. This is going to be moving out towards the Florida Peninsula. Now, with that, we have some news for that area. There's already 2 to 5 inches of rain barreling because of a storm system happening over the weekend. Now, the next system that moves on through is going to add in, it's going to add in a lot of rainfall. We're talking about 10 inches possible into midweek. So we're watching out very closely to see what happens to the Florida Peninsula over the course of the next 7 days.